reasons. So can you tell us your name, please?
Cherie Reestones.
And Cherie, where are you from?
I'm from Melbourne, in the suburbs down there.
And who do you work for?
I work for a company called Allinto. We are a team of support coordinators under a group of companies that also is part of a Vertiview group that incorporates also Multicap, who have chosen to sponsor at the conference.
And can I ask why and what's brought you here today?
Two reasons. One, and firstly, is that I've got a 20-year-old son with Prader-Willi syndrome, and I've made it a point to go to a few conferences when I get an opportunity to. So that is the number one priority. Secondly is because I've also got a second hat as a support coordinator. So knowledge is why I came here today.
And can you tell us a bit about that word and hold it up for us so we can see that word on the camera?
So this is why I came, and as I said, with two hats on, I'm gaining information and knowledge to best support my son into his future. He's still living at home with us, but also to be able to share that with the company I work for and other providers, because at the end of the day, that's where we need to focus. I'm not going to be around forever. Someone else is going to have to support my son in the future, and so that is a huge part of why I want to make sure the more people that know about Prader-Willi syndrome, the better future opportunities there will be.
So can I ask, as a support coordinator, do you actually have other clients that might have PWS?
I don't actually. I work part-time, so I've got a limited caseload. The company I work for does support people with Prader-Willi syndrome. So there are some cases I've personally supported friends that I've been connections that I've made through our Victorian Association. And since we were all attending the hospital together and the clinics, we make the most strong and beautiful friendships with the other families, which is invaluable. So I've been able to sort of offer support to those families and friends that I've mostly connected with.
Can you talk a little bit about your son, if you feel comfortable sharing a bit about him, where he is, what he's doing?
Yeah, so Cooper is 20. He finished school a couple of years ago when he was 18. He was at a specialist school. That was a pretty rocky ride until the end of school, and even then, you know, we want to replace those school days with something valuable for him, which is one of my, you know, major goals. There's not just a place where, you know, you send your child to fill a day. It's got to be more valuable than that. So Cooper goes to a school leavers program. He has individual supports to do some capacity building for a couple of days a week. Goes to the gym with that support worker. He goes to volunteer at a farm. He goes to a education provider that delivers the TAFE course in a library setting. So it's a much more environment friendly for him. There's no canteen, there's no interactions with people he doesn't know, for example. So he's going to a great setting and still learning. And yes, he does go one day to a program that we're trying to find other options for, and there is something on the cards for that on Fridays. But and then the weekend he has some support to access the community every second weekend, and then, you know, hang out with us. He lives at home with us still. So, you know, that's the next transition, is to look at options for him, places for him to live, suitable models, and getting the right services in place.
And can I ask, how have you found the conference? Is this your first conference? How have you found it? And are you networking with others as well?
This isn't the first conference I've been to. It's the first in a while. I did tend to go and try and absorb everything I could when Cooper was younger. But, you know, you get to a point where life is just a bit tricky to get to these sort of things all the time. I think I definitely would continue to go to these types of conferences.
Have you found this conference particularly valuable?
Yes. Again, because I haven't been for a while, I think some of the medical developments and research is something I haven't looked at for a little while. So it was really good to see that again and hear the progress there. So yeah.
It gives you hope.
It does, yes, sure.
I'm similar to you, decades on, it still continues.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing with us.